Okay folks, welcome to Coffee and Colossians on Thursday. A wee bit windy, much cooler, and as you can probably see, there might even be the possibility of rain, which would be wonderful. Everything cooled down, it'd be great if everything got wet. I do find myself praying for rain on this dry and parched land at times. Some other times you find yourself praying for it to stop. But we are at verse 17. This is our penultimate Coffee and Colossians. Tell Archippus, see to it that you complete the ministry you have received in the Lord. Now, I'm tempted to repeat the old joke about this being the first Scots member of the New Testament church, Archippus. Archie being, of course, a good Scots name. Pus being Scots slang for, well, if you know the Proclaimers song, Jean, there was always a risk of slapping the pus your mouth. So this is, if I wanted to, I'd say this is Archie's mouth. No, it's not, of course, nothing to do with that. But we do know who Archippus was, and we know because, and again, it's one of these things that you can just so easily skip by. Philemon, verse 1, to Philemon, our dear friend and fellow worker, also to Apphia, our sister, and Archippus, our fellow soldier, and to the church that meets in your home. Philemon and Apphia are married. Archippus is their son. Church meets in the home of Philemon. Paul is writing to Archippus now. Have you ever done that? Sometimes I write to people and you may write to the children. Well, this Archippus is not a child. He's been told, see to it that you complete the ministry you have received in the Lord. He's somebody who devoted himself to the service of the gospel. And what a great joy it is to have that. I'm very proud of each member of my family for various reasons. But I'm, for different reasons. My son being a minister of the gospel amongst the poor is just, I would rather he was that than, a big star or a prime minister or whatever. I just think that is just wonderful. Now it's possible that Archippus from Colossae, but was perhaps serving the church in Laodicea. Perhaps Paul here is referring to his call to the ministry. Now I think that there is a danger in saying to any young man who's a Christian, you should be a minister. I think there's a danger in exalting the office of minister to be the only acceptable form of service for the Lord, which it isn't. We need Christian doctors and teachers and binmen and farm workers and shopkeepers and so on. We need people who are going to be elders in the church. But we do also need people who've got a specific call to the ministry, and especially nowadays because it's so difficult. And you'll see what Archippus is being told. See to it you complete the ministry. Archippus needs to be stirred up by the whole church and to be encouraged by the whole church. In fact, he's a minister who's being told, finish the work. Now, maybe it's just me getting old, but both back in Scotland and here, I keep meeting younger ministers, and many of them are fine and are hardworking. And there are older ministers who are lazy as well, but it's a kind of new phenomenon I've come across a bit where guys go, I've been asked to preach once a fortnight. It's just too much for me. As well as lead a Bible study. It's just too much. And I'm thinking, no, we're just reading a whole epistle where Paul talks about contending and working hard. And now Archippus is told, finish it. Finish the work. Finish the ministry you have received from the Lord. Be on the watch. Don't stop. Keep going. And sometimes you need that encouragement. It's like you're running a race, and believe it or not, I did used to run longer races. And you do get a point in the race where you just, I just want to stop. I just want to stop. And sometimes having people on the sidelines saying, keep going, And I think this is what Paul is doing here. I think he's saying to Archippus, don't give up. Too early. You keep going. Finish, complete the ministry you have received in the Lord. That's a beautiful picture of an older servant telling a younger servant of the gospel. Keep going. Keep going. I think we are going to be in really tough times. I was meeting someone today saying that that we're in danger of treating everyone in our congregation like foot soldiers, and the clergy are the, captains or whatever. To be honest, I said this to him. I don't think that's the case. I don't think we're even training people to be foot soldiers. When you watch, as I've been watching a series like Band of Brothers, you realize the level of commitment and hard work and discipline and suffering and pain that's involved in that battle, and we have got to be prepared for that. We have got to be prepared for that. And we need young men like Archippus to step up to the plate and to complete the ministry to which they've been called. So, God bless you. We shall, God willing, see you tomorrow for the final part. I'm just about to go off and record this week's Quantum podcast, so please feel free to get that as well and pass it around. See you then. Bye.